Good morning, I'm Maddie Jansen, and this is the podcast of 17 News at Sunrise. It's everything you need to know to start your day in about 15 minutes.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
The beginning of the holiday shopping season turned to terror at the Plaza Mall last night as shots rang out. We'll have the latest from the scene and the uptick in security for the Christmas season. Good morning. Good to have you with us here on this Tuesday, November 26th, 2019. I'm Maddie Jansen alongside Alex Fisher, and we are beginning to look at this storm as it starts to make its way toward us.
Yeah, it's starting to roll in later today. Let's turn things over to Chief Meteorologist Alyssa Carlson, who's got to look at your forecast on this very busy Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and so forth, it seems like.
Yes, right now things are quiet, but we do have a winter storm brewing, and it is on the way. In the meantime, temperatures right now at 43 here in the city. We are still in the 30s, well above freezing here in Wasco and Buttonwillow, but we're at 34 in Delano, and we have a freeze warning in effect for this area. That's going to run through 9 a.m. We are below freezing in Fraser Park at 30. It is only 25 in Tehachapi and 30 in Lake Isabella. So the freeze warning running through 9 a.m. here. Temperatures as low as 30 degrees as we head into the next couple of hours. All eyes, though, on this winter storm on the way late tonight. And we have a winter weather advisory for the west edge of the valley, a winter storm warning as we head into our mountains. That does include the Grapevine and the Kern River Valley. And look at this. It heads all the way up into the northern Sierra. So the winter storm still has yet to make its approach here into California. It's right off the coast of Northern California right now. And that's going to work on down throughout the day. So it's going to take a while yet, but we do have rain on the way, probably not until late tonight after 10 o'clock. So the storm will be arriving. The mountain passes may close as we head into Wednesday. Heavy rain and mountain snow will be possible, and we expect those snow levels to be down to the passes by Wednesday night. I'm going to talk about the timing and how much we can expect in your complete pinpoint forecast. But first, a look at traffic this morning with Alex.
All right, Alyssa, thanks so much. And taking you outside for the first time this morning, here's a look at the 99 at Airport Drive, and it's looking pretty clear on that side of town. Just a few things to remember today as you're going about your morning commute. In about an hour, the intersection of 24th Street and I Street will be closed due to construction. So in downtown, that is a major intersection. So expect a little bit of delays in that area, especially if you have to get around it. So again, today, 24th Street and I Street, that intersection will be closed. Right now, things across the county are looking pretty good to start off your Tuesday. Alyssa has talked about that this is going to be a very busy day, and if you can, leave today. If you were planning on leaving tomorrow, try to adjust your travel schedule so you can leave today, because things are going to start to get a little, traffic is going to get a little worse as we see that system move on through. And we're already seeing some airport delays and cancellations. We've got 2 flights that are canceled today from Meadows Field. So if you were planning on going to Denver, Colorado from Bakersfield, that direct flight, the 2 first flights out of Bakersfield today have been canceled. This is Flight 5281 and United Airlines Flight 5476, both to Denver. The first one was supposed to depart around 6:30 this morning. The second one was at 12:45 this afternoon. Those flights have been canceled because of the winter weather. We will keep you updated if there are any more cancellations or delays today, because as you can imagine, it is going to be a little chaotic as we go through the next several days. But right now, things are looking pretty good. We'll have another check of your commute coming up in about 15 minutes.
This morning, we're following a shooting that happened at the Plaza Mall. This all happened yesterday evening just after 6 p.m. Bakersfield Police say 2 groups of people got into a fight near the food court. A 15-year-old and a 20-year-old were taken to the hospital and are expected to survive. Police are looking for at least 1 suspect who ran from the scene. Police are also keeping their eye out for a possible second shooter. That information was revealed late last night. BPD wants people to know this was not an active shooter situation.
This was not an active shooter or one of those types of incidents that we've seen across the country. This is a fight amongst 2 groups.
BPD took 2 people into custody for questioning yesterday. Investigators confirmed one of the 2 people shot was a shopper, an unintended target. If you have any information, you're urged to call Bakersfield Police at 327-7111.
This morning, the Valley Plaza Mall is set to reopen and do business as normal, but people are still emotional about the chaos. A night of shopping quickly turned to horror as gunshots echoed through the Valley Plaza Mall. Some people we spoke with say they heard between 8 and 10 shots. Shoppers walked out of the mall terrified, some in tears. Here's what one shopper said about what happened moments after shots rang out.
And I look over and I hear, bang, 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 and I freak out. And then my first instinct was to run, and I turned and I ran to book it, and someone pushed me and I fell, and I dropped my phone. And I was like freaking out. I was like, my mom, I need to tell her, like, I can't just, I can't leave her like this. She would be so bad if I didn't tell her.
The mall is set to reopen at 10 a.m. And Chief Martin says there will be an increased presence of police officers at the mall for the holiday shopping season, but he also clarified the response won't be any different than what they usually do for the holidays. He says BPD typically has more officers in crowded places, including the marketplace and the Northwest Promenade. He stressed that the shooting was an isolated incident. BPD expects everything to be back to normal today. And we're going to keep working to find out more information and if Bakersfield Police release anything new, and we'll let you know about it. You can find all this information on our website, kget.com. We're also on social media, on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And, of course, you can download our 17 News app to get alerts sent directly to your phone.
5:06 now. Communities mourning the loss of a mother and grandmother killed in a crash Sunday on Old River Road in southwest Bakersfield. Police say it was caused by illegal street racing and a suspected DUI driver. A red Mustang and gray Dodge Ram were street racing on Sunday. That's when the Mustang reportedly lost control and hit a van, according to Bakersfield Police.
One of the vehicles lost control and struck an uninvolved vehicle, sending it from the northbound lanes across the center median into the southbound lanes.
BPD arrested the driver of the Mustang, 50-year-old Ronald Pierce. He's charged with DUI, reckless driving, vehicular manslaughter, and street racing. Pierce is due in court this afternoon. His bail is set at $120,000. Bakersfield Police Chief Lyle Martin says he knows illegal street racing is a problem. In fact, extra officers were cracking down on street racers just before the deadly crash on Old River Road. Chief Martin says his officers were out Friday and Saturday in southwest Bakersfield, where the department has received a majority of complaints. Officers issued 9 citations, impounded 4 vehicles, and made arrests for driving under the influence, a parole violation, and 2 cases of driving while unlicensed. Chief Martin says BPD will partner with the California Highway Patrol in the near future.
The cave fire continues to grow in Santa Barbara County, and it's prompting mandatory evacuation warnings for an area around Highway 154. The cave fire started just after 4 p.m. yesterday near East Camino Cielo and Painted Cave Road in Los Padres National Forest. It has not contained, and now it has crossed Highway 154 near the Santa Barbara city limits. Officials say no homes have burned, but a lot of structures are threatened. As of last night, the fire has grown to more than 3,300 acres.
Many PG&E customers found themselves without power early this morning. PG&E reported outages starting in the area around 1:30. Then minutes later, defective traffic signals were reported on Niles Street and Fairfax Road. According to CHP, there was an explosion in one of the power lines that caused the power to go out. CHP was on scene and says no one hit the pole. The outage was not related to public safety power shutoffs. The utility estimates that about 2,246 customers lost their power. People called the newsroom to report their power was off. PG&E crews were working to turn the power back on.
And are you heading out of town for Thanksgiving?
Well, 17's Vanessa Dillon has some tips on how to stay safe as you prepare for that holiday travel.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News with Maddie Jansen, Alex Fisher, and Kevin Charette with your Pinpoint Doppler forecast. This is 17 News at Sunrise.
The day before Thanksgiving is known as the biggest travel day of the year, and this year the drive might come with a few surprises. Are you ready for it?
Yeah, hopefully the California Highway Patrol is offering some advice as Kern County prepares for what's expected to be a wet and snowy week. And 17's Vanessa Dillon joins us in the newsroom to tell us what you need to know before you hit the road. Vanessa?
Well, good morning. We know how stressful it can be to plan ahead for the holidays, but this year it might be a good idea to do so because officials are saying a storm barreling towards us might come with a few closures and detours this week. Now, as Southern California braces for what's set to be 3 days of rain and snow, the California Highway Patrol wants to offer advice in the case you find yourself in the middle of the storm. So if you find yourself driving to your holiday destination tonight or tomorrow, anticipate running into some rain. In that case, always remember to drive with your headlights on, leave extra distance between your vehicle and the one ahead of you, and if you start to hydroplane, ease off the accelerator and steer straight until you gain control. If you plan to go through the grapevine, you may run into some snow at some point, so always carry chains in snowy conditions, observe speed limits in chain control areas, and always stay with your vehicle if it breaks down. And if you plan to be on the road for a while, CHP suggests leaving the house prepared with a few extra items.
It's one of those things where just depending on the hazardous conditions up there, so we always advise people to make sure when you travel, have a full tank of gas. It's going to be cold, so have blankets, have water, have food. I know last year we had a situation where there was a person that needed baby food. If you have an infant, you're traveling with small children, make sure you have plenty of food for them as well, because again, you never know what could happen.
Also consider making yourself a winter weather checklist before leaving your house. Ensure your defroster is working and your windshield wipers are in good condition and your muffler and exhausts are also in good condition. For more travel safety tips, just head to our website at kgt.com. Reporting in the newsroom, I'm Vanessa Dillon, 17 News.
All right, thanks, Vanessa. PG&E shared some safety tips that you can use to be prepared in case of a power outage during the storm. If you see a downed power line, call 911 immediately. If your power goes out, use a flashlight instead of a candle to avoid fire risks. Turn off all electrical appliances to avoid overloading the circuits when power gets turned back on. And then you can also freeze plastic containers full of water to keep your food from spoiling in your refrigerator. Lastly, secure your outdoor furniture to keep it from blowing away in high winds.
Nearly 50 million people plan to drive for Thanksgiving, according to the American Automobile Association. And we're facing storms here in Kern County for the holiday, and so are other areas of California. Those heading through the Sierra Nevada need to prepare for a winter storm warning. Caltrans is readying snow plows and blowers for snow removal. Crews will work around the clock to try and keep the roads drivable, but they need travelers' help.
Check their tires, they have windshield washer fluid, plenty of gas, dress warm, and just plan for delays.
Officials are urging you to keep an emergency kit in your car. That kit should include water, non-perishable food, and first aid supplies. And as always, with slippery roads, slow down while you drive.
All right, if you're looking for some last-minute decoration ideas for Thanksgiving, we've got you covered.
Yeah, consumer reporter Stacey Johnson has some ideas coming up after this.
KGET Business Watch is brought to you by Grapevine MSP Technology Services, the Valley's leading IT service provider.
And decorating for the holidays is fun, but there are several potential problems. Decorations can be expensive, they can be a hassle, and they can also be difficult to store. But Stacey Johnson has some tips.
You know, when it comes to Christmas decorations, there are two problems. They're expensive, and we're not using them. They take up a lot of space to store. So I've got food and lifestyle expert Parker Wallace here who's going to help me solve both these problems. Right, Parker?
Right, because so many fruits and vegetables and herbs are in season, you can actually have Mother Nature help you deck the halls. Try using seasonal fruits like pears or apples as place card holders. It personalizes the experience for your guests, and they're edible. A simple sprig of rosemary secured with a little bit of twine can transform an ordinary place setting, and it creates a fragrance for the whole table. For a stunning mantle display or centerpiece, take a 3-tiered cake stand and layer with pomegranates, cranberries, and then fill in the gaps with bits of baby's breath. Make a spectacular wreath with fresh fruit, securing each piece with a little bit of garden wire. Then the bonus, take it off your door, and it doubles as a centerpiece.
Awesome ideas, Parker.
Thank you. Just don't eat your wreath before you hang it.
I probably would do exactly that. What you folks need now is more instructions on how to put these things together yourself, and you'll find them at moneytalksnews.com. Just do a search for what, Parker?
Natural decorations.
For Money Talks News, I'm Stacey Johnson.
Money Money Talks is brought to you by your local consumer credit counseling service. If you've got debt problems or just want some free budget counseling, call today.